Starfish, girlfriend. We've been together for 8 months and she's only recently started doing this. Whenever we have sex she lays there like a starfish, not participating. Then she'll say, finally, after I finish. Like she couldn't wait for it to be over. I have talked to her about it and she just said, I don't do that. But she does. And I don't know what to do. She's not into it. She doesn't want to be doing it. How was your sex life before this? Is there foreplay and did she usually finish? I agree with the other commenters also. If she isn't into it, stop having sex. If she does that, stop the sex. That alone should be obvious. Like there's not enough context here other than the lack of enthusiastic consent and the fact she isn't comfortable discussing it with you. We don't know the structure of the relationship. Is there tension? Is she unwell? Is she tired? How you initiate sex? Has sex been an issue before, etc., etc. Stop having sex with someone who isn't participating and apparently doesn't want to. If she initiates it, then make her be on top. Maybe you could act like Patrick so you can be 2 starfish doing it instead of just 1. My ex was like this. Turns out she's now dating a woman. Healthy sex life is important. It's not worth the years of misery. I find it weird that you see that she isn't enjoying it at all, but you keep on going until you orgasm regardless. So let me make sure I am reading this correctly. Girlfriend seems not into sex, isn't participating, and you finish? Like, without saying anything during this whole time, or, stopping? Okay, so I've been this girlfriend. Let me give my 2 cents. When I was feeling emotionally or physically neglected by my partner, I stopped putting in as much effort into the relationship. And as an extension, our sex. When my partner and I have amazing sex, it's when we're both in sync with each other emotionally and physically. We're going on dates, communicating well, lifting each other up, have no terrible stresses in our lives that aren't manageable. Our relationship is loving and fulfilling and passionate. And so is our sex. You need to sit down and have an honest conversation with her about what's going on in the relationship or with her personally. She would appreciate it. Women just want to be heard and understood by their partner. As a stereotype and an anecdotal comment, women are complex with their emotional processing. Men are more compartmental and can separate sex and whatever is going on in their lives. What does she say when she finishes? My guess is it's a frustrated, finally, because she didn't climax and she just doesn't want to talk about it afterwards. This is for you to think. But are you making sure she gets to climax? It doesn't have to be during sex. It can be during foreplay. But do you think about her or is it only about you? Not accusing you. I don't know the whole context and the description wasn't detailed enough for me to understand better. Why are you sleeping with someone who clearly isn't excited to have sex with you? It doesn't exactly scream enthusiastic consent if they just lay there and are relieved when you finally get off of them. Have you been getting her off? If it wasn't always this way, then I assume she's doing it in response to being repeatedly left unsatisfied. Your girlfriend was very obviously not enjoying this and you just kept going until you nutted? You're not having sex. You're masturbating with her body. Gross. NGL. I find it pretty appalling that she laid there like a starfish and you still went on and finished? If I wasn't giving enthusiastic consent and my partner just used me to finish, I wouldn't exactly be up to discussing it later either. You need to have a proper conversation with her. Maybe reflect on if this has happened before. where she wasn't actively and enthusiastically consenting. This isn't just her not wanting to communicate. This is also you ignoring her body language. A way of communicating. For your own gain, I think you need to do some self-reflection and start a conversation from how you feel without blaming, accusing her. Why do you do that? Less than, when we have sex I feel. And fessing up to having noticed her body language and failing to address it at the time. It shouldn't be you versus her. And communicating is more than just saying, you did that, and expecting things to be resolved. I have to admit, I kind of stopped participating when my relationship with my ex was going downhill. Instead of turning him down, because he would get resentful. And yes, I know, not healthy. I would do my best. If I couldn't get off, he would still get upset with me and then said, well, he had needs too. Hence the ex part. How can you even finish? Stop having sex with her until she's honest about this horrible situation. Are you holding her hostage or something? What's the context? All the comments, and I agree. You need to give some more context for anybody to give good advice. I'll be the first to admit that when my marriage started crawling towards the inevitable end, I largely stopped participating. Sex had become a chore. Something to endure just to shut him up and get him off my back for a few days. Not participating in sex nor being enthusiastic about it is a symptom, not a problem in itself. There might be more going on. Since we're only hearing your side of things, we don't know, but it sounds like she's checked out. Could be a number of reasons as to why. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doomscrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.